And this is how it ends. No, seriously, this is how it ended. We get introduced to Bell, aka the Dank Prince, the Attention Seeker, then this Conehead, the blabbers amigo every 2 minutes, Saul Goodman, the E-Girl, and somehow this guy exists for whatever reason, like whatever you say about this guy. And of course, you can't forget these so-called legends. You've read the title. Was QuadDrive the send-off we've always wanted for Beyblade Burst? Was it worthwhile? The ultimate satisfaction we've always wanted? Well, the fact that they pulled off an actual ending for the series is good, right? Meaning they wanted actual closure for the series. But was the ending pure satisfaction? Before we actually get into the video, if you did enjoy watching this video, like genuinely enjoyed it, why not leave a thumbs up and also consider subscribing, because you know it's free. You can always just like click the button. So if you want to support the channel, just click the subscribe button. Beyblade Burst QuadDrive. We get introduced to Bell, who made the quad system, which apparently doesn't have a patent, so every blader in the series rips off the system to make their each and own respective Beyblades. How cool. So it's a fresh start. Fresh story, new characters, new story. Wow, this is so amazing. But in my opinion, if you're ending the series with this season, why introduce more characters? I mean, I'm not really against it, but not that you have to create like a whole new like plot, like character arcs for each of the characters. Like establish them like within the actual series. But they actually pull off an ending with like a fresh new narrative, like for QuadDrive. I don't know, how would they make it work? So, I mean, not gonna lie, I'm a fan of every now and then we get new characters, which has been a tradition carried from Turbo/Josie. But I feel like Beyblade Burst Surge felt more like an ending, most probably because they actually brought back most of the iconic characters. So for QuadDrive, I initially thought that I was like expecting like a new series to come after that, but that was like actually it. But was it just me who thought that QuadDrive was going to end off the series? Was QuadDrive consistent? Well, consistency wise, from Beyblade Burst Surge, well, it's pretty consistent to say the least. I mean, Vault is still the champion, and they did actually directly mention that Vault is still #1 world champion. The Legends still have their current rankings from the ending of Surge. And speaking of Legends, oh boy, they were poorly handled. Oh my god. Well, if y'all didn't realize yet, they were actually just there to inspire Bell to make the gears, pretty much advertising the whole storyline for Dynamite Battle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Vault is like super relevant, very relevant throughout the series. QuadDrive, he's been a mentor to Bell, to Rashad. Like, he's like still one of the most iconic characters throughout Beyblade Burst. Like, he really remained meta. He's like very relevant throughout the series. But to the other three, Louis disappeared after losing the belt and then reappears again and then disappears again. Like, what? And that's pretty much what happened to Free and Shu as well when they lost the belt. Oh my god, I just like hate how they handled these characters like they're actual goats in the past seasons, and like how they were handled in Dynamite Battle. Like, they can't just think of like a better way to include these recurring characters. So I also wanted to mention that they also completely trolled what the first episodes were building to, like the gears, Perfect Battlefire. Nah, more like destroyed. The climax of getting to Perfect Battlefire was like completely overthrown off the cliff, you know, with Battlefire getting shattered. Well, guess what? It ain't a major setback since the breaking of the base that has been carried again throughout the series. Like, if you break a base, just, you know, evolve it like that easy. Like, legit, the later series in Burst has gone like pretty much stale and predictable at that point. Like, I don't get why you have to break base. I mean, Bellfire, like, they advertised that the gears were gonna evolve Bellfire, but you just broke it after like getting it all refurbished into this perfect form. I mean, they could probably like think of something that will make Bell to evolve Bellfire, but they just have to break it like that. I mean, why? Overall, QuadDrive with Bell and the gang is like something you wouldn't expect as the actual ending to cap off the series. I mean, in my opinion, the latter episodes could have been done better, which leads us to how QuadDrive should have ended. The season finale was not gonna lie, I felt like very emotional watching it. Like the flashbacks and everything. It was pretty much leading up to this. Now it does feel like an actual ending, but per usual, just like the previous seasons, they ended off with a battle. But as an actual ending, they actually thought that it was a good idea. Hey, why make them battle and end it midway? Like, why did they thought that an actual cliffhanger would be a good way to cap off the series? Yeah, about cliffhangers, you know, they actually did this with Surge and with Rise. So it started with Rise, like with Vault, and then Surge. If you're gonna end a series as a cliffhanger, I mean, they're only a great way if you're like trying to hint into something, but no, they actually didn't. That's like the legit, like the actual finale for the entire Burst series. I mean, overall, the key visuals in this episode, like episode 26, the season finale, were like legit so well made. So props to the production team. But as I like watch the battle and then I rewatch it again, I think I rewatched the episode 4 times just for this video. I mean, obviously it's gonna go stale, right? Because you know what's gonna happen. But the first time I watched it, I don't know, it just like hyped and drive that went on with the beginning of the series. Like the ultimate result of this battle is something obviously expected. Like obviously Bell is gonna win, right? But it felt like it didn't have a hint of enigma. Like I was like looking for that like throughout like the choreography of the Beyblades like clashing. I was like looking for that enigma, but it isn't there. So here is like, if I'm like the director of the series, this is like how I'm going to end the series. Why not go the same route with how the manga series ended it? I mean, the anime has been always loosely based from like the actual like narrative of the manga, but with the manga, regarding the manga, it felt more like a proper send-off than a cliffhanger, because you know they're just like saying goodbyes. They actually you know, it's like legit a proper send-off. It actually ended with the Bay Goma Bay Club members like Daigo, Ken, all of the gang is in there duking it out with Vault, and all the necessary cameos actually appeared, like Hikaru and Hyuga, Dante. They actually appeared as cameos. Like seeing all of like the most iconic characters like throughout the series was like, it truly felt like an actual ending. But in my opinion, they should have. But if they didn't want to go the actual manga ending, but in my opinion, this is like the best ending that they could have done for this episode specifically. Just let the battle play out. I don't know, make either Vault the winner, because in the manga actually Vault and Bell was like the final battle, or just make Bell, because you know he's the protagonist. Why not make him the winner? I mean, most people would agree Bell would win, right? You know, still loosely based from the manga, but you know, it felt more like righteous to end like the battle, like just like let it play out, and then make all the cast, like make all the characters eat Beyblade. Because you want to know why? This is like, it is a reference to the season finale of season 1, where they were in the rooftop eating Beyblade, and then the episode ended. I mean, it felt like a proper like reference for that episode specifically, but I think that's how they could have ended the series, because it felt more like a proper send-off. Because you feel like ending the series, it should have really felt really emotional, right? I mean, it's always hard ending a series, but I mean, that's pretty much what we got, so you just gotta stick with it, right? If you're just probably skimming throughout the video, what I'm just really aiming for this video is, I think, a proper ending. Well, just to clarify things, I'm not really against like with the canon ending that we got. I'm just like pretty much sprouting my own head canons just for this video. But I think, I mean, it's great, but I think they could have done better. But as an actual diehard fan, I mean, the series, like the actual show, deserves better, right? So to answer the question you've read in the title, was QuadDrive a good send-off? yes, it's still a proper closure to the series. Most of the questions like throughout the series were answered. I mean, it's pretty consistent plot-wise. So yeah, it felt really like a good ending. So yeah, this video has been just an excuse to confine my headcanon on how they could have ended the series. Like, am I better than them? No. But in fairness, it's a good send-off. Not satisfying, I guess, just for me in my opinion, but it's great that we get to see how everything have come into fruition throughout the series. QuadDrive might have been a peak season like God/Evolution or Josie/Turbo, but Beyblade, while will obviously be an iconic franchise. But hey, if we do get an expected sequel, well, I'm always up for it.
I've defeated the Dark Prince!